Hello everyone, this is the KLX Kid and this is episode 7. In this moto vlog we have 12 bikes, 12 riders, and that makes for one awesome camp trip.
Probably a mean ass bike. Everybody runs me over and I fall off the fucking bike. What's that? Everybody runs me over and I fall off the fucking bike.
Scott there is talking about his boots. He's not used to wearing boots. He's wearing his Tech 3s today and he usually rides in his work boots. So let me catch up to everyone here. Now that I'm caught up to him, the gentleman in front of me is named Moose. He's on a Husqvarna 610. We're in Clinton County. Total distance of the ride on this day was 60 miles. All woods like this, which you'll see. These trails aren't traveled much, so they're not overgrown, but they're not well beat in either. Seeing that they're on private property, they only get used by those who are allowed to use them. Let's go past Moose here and follow my dad for a little bit. It's DR350, which he's had for a good couple years now. Winding around on these trails here for a while. Not in circles or anything. But I hope you don't get too bored because this moto vlog doesn't have a subject except for the ride itself. It's really nice to ride with 12 guys. I don't think I've ever ridden with that many guys, ever. It was a neat feeling to look around and have 4 guys in front of you and 7 guys behind you. I'm following my buddy Scott now on his XR 440. And we're coming to an area I don't even know if we're allowed to be at legally, but we don't destroy anything, and it's good to stop and catch the view up here. I'm going to burn ahead. Scott will do a little wheelie for you here. Slow-mo action. Now the gentleman leading us today is Joe. That's whose camp we stayed at. I'm about to burn past him also. On the back wheel. I don't know why I do that so much, but it's so easy on my 400 that I just do. Good shot. There's the Husqvarna there, the 610.
Marcellus Shale. Drilling for Marcellus Shale.
Look at all the bikes. That was so awesome to ride with that many dual sports.
He keeps coming down your shop. He had an XT3.
You still have.
Oh, he has a 500.
Check out that view.
Nothing down here?
Scott and I branched off for a minute to check out the strip cut area around us. Couldn't really find much. I mean, you could play around in there on the hills and stuff, and little baby coal pow here. But the reason we had time to do this is because Ronnie, who has a 525 KTM, got a front flat tire. So everyone was hanging out in that area we were just at, fixing it. Scott and I decided to play around a little bit because it doesn't take 12 guys to change a flat.
Let's head back. Want to head back?
Scott's bike sounds so good in my opinion. XR's only exhaust on a cammed up 400 with the 440 kit. We found a piece of pipe to use as a tire stand there. And we had an extra tube, or someone did, probably Ronnie himself, the guy in the old AXO jersey. Everyone got back on the road, and that was a good half-hour break to change that out.
That bike sounds like someone jammed a fucking rag in the airbox.
It's my dad's bone stock 350. He has no problem with it, you know. I'd need more power than that. So we made our way down a couple miles to another strip cut where I'm going to burn ahead of everyone again here because I was at this a month prior riding with some of the same guys that are with us today. Can't tell it here, but I'm getting some good air out of that little ditch. I wanted to burn up and do this little hill, show my buddy Scott this little hill. Just a little steeper than it looks, but it's nothing impressive. Hurry up and get my bike shut off to film other people coming up, but Scott was close behind me, so I didn't catch him. And I think just Ronnie, well, I think my dad did it too, but there's Ronnie on the 525, right up.
That's it?
And here's Eric. I just want to add something about Eric there on that stock 400. He only rides maybe twice a year. So he really impressed me because he lives in the city and doesn't get out on his DRZ too much. So the fact that he rode well all weekend was cool because he doesn't have the seat time that a lot of us have. You can see the little hill was in looks like a reclaimed strip cut. We have so many reclaimed strip cuts in Pennsylvania. They're fun little areas. Scott here. He went down in that catch pond and made it up the other side. I didn't really catch him doing it, just out of the corner of my helmet. Caught him. There he went up.
Went down through it.
So now we're all back together and riding. Gentleman in front of me now is Wayne. He's 23 years old, I believe. He's on one of them Husseberg 450s. I don't remember. I think they're FEs. And I went ahead and let Eric go in front of me so we can catch some footage of him riding. lot of father-son action here. Eric in front of me is his father Tom. He's on a 650 XR. Wayne that I just mentioned, his dad Terry is on a DR 650, and then my dad's on a 350, and I'm on my KLX 400. So there was 3 groups of father-son. So that was cool. I'm going to shut my yap here for about 30 seconds and let you enjoy some of the trails. If you'll notice, we're not going too fast through this grass. It's not super high, but it's just high enough to hide logs, and you never know what's going to be in it, because these trails, like I said, aren't well beat in, because they're only traveled by a select few people. So we just kept a steady pace. I'm in like 2nd gear, maybe 3rd, idling around. Wasn't about speed for us. We have guys in their 60s riding with us, or early 60s. So come up on a little log crossing here. In my opinion, you know, very little, but enough to give these dopey bikes a good workout. If you could see there, everything's kind of small. The guys are trying to go around it. There's a couple logs down, but Eric just signaled there. He's going straight over the bigger log. Smooth as can be. Like I said, great rider for not riding that much. That might have looked okay on camera, but I actually hit it too hard with my back wheel, and it came up and cracked me in the ass. I don't know the significance of Joe taking us down this trail, really. It dead ends, which you'll see, but it's still nice. Just weird there's even a little road back this far that I know dead ends. As you see here, I'm slowing down to make sure everyone made it over that log okay. Not that it's hard, but you know, you drop a 350-pound bike in your late 50s, early 60s, you might need a hand. So we like to wait for everyone at turns and major intersections, and just to make sure everyone's still together, especially when there was 12 of us, 11 including, or plus myself. So up, which shouldn't be a problem. Let's see if I can go through the list of bikes that were on this trip today. Starting off, we have 2 DR 650s, a 96, and the newer one, a black one, a DR 350, Eric's DRZ 400, the S model, basically stock, my KLX 400, an XR 400, a 450 Husseberg, sorry if that's Husseberg, a 610 Husky, an XR 650L, a KTM 520, a KTM 525, a WR 250, and let me count. Yep, that's it. And the WR. So that's 12 bikes. Big variety. Like I said, 7 different. Oh, I didn't say that. There were 7 different companies there if you counted. And of course, my bike's technically a Suzuki, but if you count it as a cow, 7 different brands. This is the dead end of the trail I was talking about, and which I knew it was going to end, so I kind of pulled down on the side here so I can turn around and get facing uphill. And we took a break here for a while. So Scott and I came out to wait for everyone. Ronnie showed up, then Joe showed up.
I don't know where they are in Tommy's truck.
They're under his seat.
But they're talking about the second flat of the day.
Why don't they just keep limping it?
I mean, I could have rode mine much more with that front than the way it was. Are they starting to take it apart or what?
Well, they had it all apart, and they thought that Jeff had it patched it that would work, but it's glued to the top.
So we found a good log for Eric to pull his bike over. That's Eric's 400 there. There it is. And they're going to change out his front too, but they had to run back and get one. You're going to get a short Johnstown history lesson here.
Supposed to be a good hot dog shop down there, right? Truth said.
Oh yeah, Coney Island.
Yeah, do you know the owner?
Yeah. Kentucky.
Remember Wayne? I had him. I guided him on.
That's Terry there talking about guiding
He was telling me.
Kentuckis on a hunt. The owner of Coney Island.
Two hot dog stores. The mother ran one and the kid ran
Not the one in New York, not the amusement park on the boardwalk, but the hot dog shop in Johnstown.
I believe the mother died. The kids got it all.
Well, the guy that I talked to said that was it. It was Coney Island. I'm sure.
That's the best place.
It's Sam Kentucky.
Now, where is that at?
It's on Clinton Street. And the
Christ.
Washington Street.
Wait a minute. I know that 119 goes to Johnstown.
No.
No, 219. 219 goes to Johnstown.
Jim was gonna drag my bike down the fucking trail, so I had to stop him.
Eric laid his bike down in some bees on the trip the day before,
What's wrong with that?
just because it was a steep trail and he just set it down and he didn't know that. And
He was just gonna
so
drag
he's going to tell you how he got his bike out.
I said, hold on a second. So I put on 2 jackets, and I
Look at this log sticking out the back.
yeah,
You notice your bike wasn't running real good.
yeah, that might be a problem.
You could have waited till after
I'll
dark
tell you
when they all
what was
went
really
in.
good.
So that's when you
is
got
you
the
put
beekeeper
a plastic
Yeah,
bag
then I
on
got
there
the
with a rubber
beekeeper up.
band.
I let him
they go to
settle
start
down,
and it goes
and then I put on 2 jackets.
and it blows off.
I wrapped a shirt around my neck. I stuffed a shirt up underneath my helmet, and then I put a T-shirt over my whole helmet like a big beekeeper.
He looked like a beekeeper. He did.
That's just a thought. That's where the rip off shit.
Now, I'm sure at least 2 of us had tire spoons with us, but my dad decided to try to take this tire off with crescent wrenches for whatever reason until Tommy came over with spoons.
We didn't discuss it at our monthly mechanics meeting.
I don't think it takes 50. I think
Well, now they got the right tools.
What do you think, Wayne? I don't know. Of this group of mayhem up here. You know, flat tire common denominators, these guys.
Normally we ride all weekend.
Yeah, we had.
It is. I mean, it's happened, but never.
I can't ever remember 3 flat tires.
With all this help, though, Wayne, I'm glad the nut didn't come off your crank out here in the woods and blow your bike up. I had her all tore out right here on a big tablecloth.
Well, I burned the valve and Ronnie wanted me to tear the engine down one time. It's like, Ronnie, that time I burned that valve in my 500, you're like, it'll get running, you can get it running, just keep the RPMs up. It's like, Jesus Christ, I'm not riding it running.
When we got back to camp, I said, let's tear the head off. We'll take the valve over to the sidewalk. We'll grind it and smooth it out. We'll put a piece of tree.
don't even need that. Just take your forks and set them up over the
Suzuki will have
fender.
enough power to
Drag it
push
up.
that so much speed out here, and that'll be different with the KTM.
I thought you were going to say you just got to
Survivor Man. Let me get my power pump.
Get a load of Terry's pistol on his hip there.
I truly believe
We're all back together. We're ripping on some single track here. I'll follow Scott for a little bit. This is some of my favorite kind of riding because it's tight, a lot of turns, not boring at all. It's actually a trail that heads back to camp because we stopped and made lunch, but we're not quite there yet. So here was my poor attempt to take a photo of all 12 of us with a GoPro. With as many, I tried to get as many shadows as I could so you can't see anyone or make anything out in it. So I'm going to follow Moose for a little bit again on that 610. Moose owns a little bike repair shop in Johnstown, I guess you can call it. It's called Big Country Motorsports. You could probably Google that. It's a small place, but he's been around it a couple years. Does tire changes, inspections, sells accessories and such. It's actually in an old bake shop. So it's not a very big shop, but it's just him. I think there's one guy helping him. Slowing down here because just a little spring crossing. A baby could cross on a tricycle, but so I decided to wheelie over it here. Like I'm behind Eric again. It's a pretty narrow trail through here. It's going to open up into what they call feed plots, where they level the forest down and plant growth for the wildlife to eat. So they have underbrush and places to hide, stuff to eat. see here it's starting to open up. And the state actually plants these for the wildlife. So we're taking our time looking around. Usually you'll see an elk or two in here. But on this day, we didn't even see a deer or anything. I mean, we saw deer during the day, but not in the feed plot. So here we are at a water crossing. I'll put a link up here in case you want to see a bonus video I have of Ronnie and Danny crossing it on their KTMs. But while everyone else took a break, I decided I was going to go through it. That wasn't bad at all. And since I already got soaking wet, I decided to go back through it the other way. So at this point that we split up, and just the 5 of us that stayed at camp. Oh, I'm sorry, 6 of us stayed at Joe's camp. Decided to head back to camp for spaghetti, if you heard Tommy talking there. I'll let Scott go, even though I'm going to pass him right away. Scott's not familiar with this road. This is 3 Runs Road. Actually, here's a link to episode 2, which is 2 up on a KLX, where we travel this. My girlfriend and I travel this. This is the most road riding we did all day, if you want to call this a road. Eric's signaling to me that he's going to stop and make a phone call. Give him a thumbs up. There's virtually no cell phone service. Well, there's cell phone service in select areas around camp and where we ride. So you have to know where you have service. We're going to stop at a place we call the phone booth, which is just an area right on the main road here where cell phones actually work. You guys enjoyed this 60-mile ride.
Your cell phone will work here. That's why we stopped here.
Please subscribe.
This is like
check
a cell
out my
phone
other
spot.
videos.
Don't lose that 20. I seen it bounce. There it goes. Okay. You're so full of shit.
This is everyone saddling up their palominos to go to the whorehouse and get a good dick sucking.
Probably a mean ass bike.
All right.